Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Isabel wrote in and asked how she can get rid of her fears. I'm not exactly sure, Isabel, what you're talking about. And when you say fears, if the fears come from I don't know, things that frighten us, like I have a fear of spiders. It's a ridiculous fear. I know there's so little, and I just have a terrible fear. It doesn't matter what size, doesn't matter what kind, whether it's a daddy long leg or a tiny little spider. To me, a spider can be this big, but when I scream for my husband, it's this big. So I just have a fear, just a fear that I have. And people will say to me, you have to fight the fear. But I cannot fight the fear with spiders. My daughter-in-law is an aromatherapist, and she makes me a peppermint spray. And let me tell you, I go through bottles of the peppermint spray because I spray whenever I go down to my center to do a reading. I spray all around the room. Just about every day I will spray the peppermint spray. So it's a fear that I have. And I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why I have this fear, but I have it. I also don't like to go in elevators. I guess you would say I'm claustrophobic. So when the doors close, it's just a feeling of panic that comes over me. Now, I'm able to fight that fear, and I'll go in an elevator. Even by myself, I've gone in an elevator. But it's a fear that I have, just a panic that rises up inside of me when those doors close. So if you're talking about that kind of fear, they say, I know there's places you can go to try to get rid of your fears. I'm also afraid of flying. And somebody said, oh, you should sign up. There's a course that you can actually take, or a class you can take. And they had it at Newark Airport, and I signed up for it, and I actually paid for it. And then when I found out the final day they actually took you up in the air, I didn't go to the class because I just don't like to fly. So it's a fear that I have. So if you're talking about that fear, I don't know, you just try to have to work through it, or maybe talk to a psychologist, or, I don't know. For people that have to fly on business trips, I have flown on business trips in the past, but I haven't been able to get on a plane since September 11th for some personal reasons. So I don't think I'll ever fly again unless it deals with a life, means a life for someone, like to go to some place, for medical help and you have to go by plane, then I'm sure I would do it. For a loved one, I would do it. For myself, no, it's just a fear that I have. But there's other fears. There are fears that come into us, and we bring these fears ourselves, like the fears of ghosts and evil spirits and all that stuff through the garbage that's out there, in Hollywood productions, the movies, and the ghost hunters that are out there. None of that is true. You've heard me say a million times that only good resides on the other side, and nothing that you see in the movies is true. They don't have physical bodies. When we go into the world of spirit, we don't have physical bodies, so we can't pinch or bite. We don't have physical bodies. So, it's so ridiculous for me, these movies, but yet it instills fear in people. So if you're watching anything, Isabel, that's putting that fear in you, I say to people, don't watch those movies. Don't read those things that's going to bring fear into you. So if you're talking about, that type of fear, those are fears that you can get rid of by educating yourself. And that's why I'm so big about education. And there isn't a reading I do. Everybody who knows me knows the first thing I do in any kind of reading or workshop that I teach or class that I run, I remove all the myths and fears connected with the world of spirit. Negativity exists on this side of the veil, and it comes in the form of gossip, of anything that's hurtful to yourself or someone else. Possession is addiction, drug addiction, alcoholism, pornography. That's addiction. But that we have a choice. We can choose to allow that into our body, into our being, or not. It's a choice we have. But spirit does not have the ability nor the desire to jump into your body, my body, anybody's body. It doesn't work that way. So possession is addiction. You can choose it or not choose it, and you can choose to watch these ridiculous movies that are out there that put fear into your mind or not. So, it depends on what fear you're talking about, but I hope I explained it to your satisfaction. I hope you have a clear understanding, especially when it comes to the world of spirit. Only good resides on the other side. There's nothing to fear. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And as always, I leave you in God's love and light.